Yeah, it turns out caffeine and alcohol are not great for your body.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, weird. Apparently, caffeine can contribute to like breast denseness, which in turn
Hey,
contributes to
yeah.
breast cancer.
Oh.
What do you have for me this time? Hacking into the stock market, closing down a bank, fixing an election. It's all easy.
What a bunch of trash.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I am your host, Adam Edwards. Joining me this week, Joseph Graham. Joey, how are you?
Great.
Also joining me this week, Justin Petty. JP, how are you?
I mean, it's been like 4 or 5 episodes since you've actually asked us how we're doing. You just blast through it, and Joey just.
Well, I wanted to bring up.
This is why he blasts through it now, because of this.
Well, I wanted to bring up how
Great.
your wife sent me a TikTok video,
What did she say?
but I didn't
Wait.
know how to get into it.
Well, we're into it.
Justin's wife sent you was this through TikTok or through a text
Yeah,
message?
it's on TikTok.
Okay.
It's
Let's open
a,
this through a text.
the Game of Thrones clip.
Why?
I don't know.
Joey, the famous Game of Thrones fan.
I think it's to me. I don't know. It looks like a direct message. I don't know TikTok that well.
Yeah,
But
it's very confusing to me.
It's just the scene where what's the little girl Stark, the dark
Arya?
hair, Arya
No clue.
shows up at the gates to, I guess, Stark Castle. I really don't know the show. And I watched
She
it.
shows up to the Dark Castle.
Yeah, it's just a clip from the show. I watched the clip and it was like, okay. So yeah, I'm feeling great.
Fantastic.
What was
See, I didn't have any way to get into it. So.
Yeah. Or any way to get out of it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
Interesting.
This is good
Riveting.
content. Thanks for bringing
Well,
that
it
up.
made me feel good that she sent me this message, even though I have no idea why.
Yeah. Maybe she just wanted to confuse you.
I'll let her know
I
that
feel
she made you
confused.
feel good.
I think that she meant to send it to somebody else.
JD Karpicki is out on assignment this week, but
Yeah.
also joining us, Apocalypse Howl.
Toot,
How are you?
toot.
Oh, how am I? How am I? I'm
are
a little lost because I'm still trying to figure out what exactly was Phantom and what exactly was the Empire.
In
I don't know.
the Phantom.
I don't know what I just watched. I love you,
Same.
Fred. I love you, Fred. But where was the Phantom and where was the Empire?
Yeah, so another installment of 2023's Fred Olen May. We watched 1987's The Phantom Empire, written and directed
Strikes
by
back.
Fred Olen Ray. This came out the same year as Cyclone, which we watched. Was that the beginning of this month?
Oh shit, they came out the same year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, is that the first one?
Was
think that's-
87 his year?
That's a good question.
When did Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers come out?
Fred's just blowing loads all through 87.
Biohazard was 85, Cyclone 87, Phantom. He had 3 movies in 87. Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers was 88. So yeah, this is right in his Alienator was 90.
in 1 year.
Bad Girls from Mars 90.
Wow. That's
Evil
way
Toons,
better than
92.
Justin's one movie in 3 years.
Fucking roasted.
Yeah, so this was The Phantom Empire. This is kind of an adventure comedy fantasy.
Yeah, it's like a Saturday morning cartoon with tits.
It never really fully commits
Some
to any of the
tits.
things.
Yeah, there's like 4 swear words, some tits, a little bit of violence.
It is weird that he makes these movies that are like, okay, this is like a kid's movie, and then there's a fuck, and then there's some tits at the end, and it's like he just can't
Yeah.
contain himself.
Like the tits almost felt accidental, and I was like, we'll just leave them for the rest of the movie.
It's why I do legitimately want to watch at least one of his Hallmark Christmas movies. Like, I just want to see what he looks like what his
Yeah,
style
like-
looks like clamped down like that.
Like he has to have snuck something weird into it, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. Based on the sniper special ops or whatever.
No,
I mean, there was some weird stuff in that.
I mean, he had that
Yeah.
weird like boob shot.
I want to watch his Christmas
Yeah.
flicks.
I mean,
Well,
we can
have
do his
one
Christmas
more.
flicks. Yeah,
Can we just save it for Christmas?
we can do
true.
Christmas and Fred Olen.
Christmas
July.
Olen
Christmas
Ray.
in May.
Yeah.
Christmas in Ray.
Olen Ray.
Christmas and Ray.
Just,
doesn't even make sense.
just. Oh my god!
We could just.
Please let it only be one.
Next May, we're watching only Fred Olen Ray Christmas movies.
Okay.
All right. I think I'll be
You
out
are-
that month. It does start off with the Fred Olen Ray graphics credits that we've been missing for a while. We got one at the beginning of Biohazard and Evil Tunes, I think,
Mhm.
where it has the
signature
ridiculous
title card.
Yeah, the ridiculous text, and then he signs it at the bottom. This one says something to the effect of everything in this is absolutely true. All of this happened. This is exactly the way it happened. So yeah, as always, Joey wrote down the plot summary, and we will go ahead and dive in. Joey, take it away.
All right. So it opens with some kind of mutant guy attacking a family and kills a dad. And then a fancy lady comes into the office of a scrap metal company to search for some jewels. She needs help searching for jewels or something that were somehow left behind from the mutant, I guess, or that's how she found out about him. I don't really know. They get together with this rich chick, and then they go to this weirdo geologist guy who is quite dramatic about the mole men living in the rocks.
The point is that something or some things down in that cave killed the entire Reitman party.
He has some kind of map they want to get for the jewels, presumably, and they get the map from him.
Then they meet up with Jeffrey Combs and another archaeologist guy, and there's a Mexican in the trunk to watch the cars while they go look for jewels in a cave.
This is a different guy. This is just
This is Pedro.
okay. Nice shoes.
Pedro here, he's going to watch our cars while we're gone. He'll hightail it over the authorities.
God, that's awful. We paid a day laborer and put him in the trunk, and he's just gonna watch our cars for
He's
us.
gonna watch our Mustangs.
Dude, he's got a hog though.
He does have a hog. Look at that.
Finally, cave woman Michelle Ballard in a loincloth bikini comes running through the cave being chased by mutants and divas. The search party shoots at the mutants and kills one. The mutants regroup and attack the search party, but Jeffrey Combs realizes they're allergic to flashlights.
But the mutants nab the fancy lady who's paying for the expedition. They go and search and find that the mutants are barbecuing her on a spit. Classic. They save her ass. Then they run into a robot.
Oh, fuck! What is this?
Oh, robot.
What?
With titty pinchers, and he shoots lasers. But they stop him using a mirror from her makeup pouch to shoot the lasers back at him. Then they walk through the other side of the cave, and it's a weird mix of prehistoric and future of a la the Lost World.
They get ambushed by a group of cave women, but then a future babe shows up in a future car and takes the search party hostage. Jeffrey Combs gets put in bondage by the blonde future bad bitch, while the other two men go look for help with Michelle Bauer. And they find a dead dinosaur. Ooh.
That stinks. What the hell is it, Doc?
Nice.
I could tell you, but you're not going to like it.
Try me.
It's a dinosaur.
It's
Now it's Jurassic Park.
a dinosaur.
Meanwhile, the fancy lady and Meth Holly Hunter get hungry and discover a living dino.
You don't expect me to eat this, do you?
No, I thought you might go over there and kill that thing, and then we'll cook him.
That thing?
Yeah, over there.
And then we'll cook him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How long has that creature been there?
Then the guys and Michelle Bauer witness a T-Rex kill another giant lizard, and then the blonde bad bitch shows up and kills the T-Rex with a spear.
Yada, yada, yada. The search party rejoins all together and they save Jeffrey Combs from bondage. They then run out of the cave and out of the Lost World, leaving the blonde bad bitch and the mutants still in the Phantom Empire. The end.
The end.
Mm-hmm.
Except there is... be sure to look out for the Phantom Empire 2, the land that time said fuck it.
Really, very strange that I was watching this. I was like, oh, he made like a kids movie, but like a little sexy for 11-year-olds.
Yeah.
And then like fuck, and then he puts fuck in this end credit, touting a sequel, and then Michelle Bauer's top comes off along with some other cave woman at the end, and she never really puts it back on, and
it felt like he was almost like actually paid to do a kids movie, and then like they watched the screening of it and they're like, no, we can't, and he was like, all right, fuck it, we're going on.
Fuck it, it's my movie.
Fuck it, I got distribution anyway.
Imagine fucking the post credits. No way you can show it to kids.
He's what if this was a children's movie, but we just watched the uncut version?
I mean, this honestly could have been this is probably just a PG rated 80s kids movie.
I don't think any PG movie has that gratuitous.
minus the tits.
Jaws.
80s movies have tits.
Jaws?
And they're still PG.
Yeah, Jaws has tits at the beginning.
If none of the tits are sexualized, then
dark,
it's fine.
though.
Planet of the Apes
man,
has penis.
You can't say that.
Say what? Like it's in shadow. Like it's silhouetted.
So
it's not like out there.
No,
Jaws
whenever
has
they
tits.
dive into the water.
Yeah, Jaws has tits for sure.
Yeah.
Is it PG-13?
Like
No,
you
it's
could
PG.
you could get away with tits
What?
and fucking kids.
Yeah.
movies
Jaws
in
is
the 80s.
PG.
Jaws is
Yeah,
PG.
Jaws is PG.
The guy gets eaten in half at the
Yes,
end. They're just
PG-13.
like,
Well,
good for
PG-13
kids.
didn't exist back then, but yeah.
Did they
It's
say
PG.
fuck in the Goonies?
Yeah. No, they say shit,
They say shit a lot in the Goonies.
but I don't remember them saying fuck in the Goonies.
I'm
I
just
thought
really
maybe they
surprised that a man
gangsters.
gets eaten in half and they weren't like,
Yeah. No, Jaws is. Let's see.
It's kind of a scary
Jaws.
movie.
It's a very
I
scary
wonder
movie,
if
yeah.
they like re-rated it.
Yeah, I don't know.
mean-
Like when they do re-releases and stuff.
They don't do
It's-
that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's PG.
Weird. Did not realize
It
that for
has
some
sex
reason.
and nudity, violence and gore, profanity, alcohol, drugs, and smoking, frightening and intense scenes.
Hmm.
PG.
I guess we were just cooler before the year 2001.
Yeah, that's
When
true.
everything
Yeah,
changed.
This without adding that fuck in text at the end, this movie would have been a PG movie.
Yeah, I guess
Well, yeah.
PG-13. They only
Yeah.
maybe had one other.
Well, no, they didn't have PG-13.
Yeah. Anyways, without tits in
They
this,
had
I
it
think
by
they could have gotten
87,
that PG
didn't
movie.
they?
No.
When was Red Dawn was the first PG-13 movie? When was that?
What? No,
Red
it
Dawn?
wasn't.
91 maybe?
84.
Wow.
I thought it was Indiana Jones.
Nah.
Red Dawn? That doesn't track. Doesn't sound right.
Maybe
But
you
looking
should
back, I think
pay
in my head,
attention,
I'm like,
bitch.
Indiana Jones could have been PG.
Well, I think it was a sequel to Indiana Jones.
Any
I
of
am
them could've been
like
PG.
99% sure.
Red,
it was
yeah,
Red
it's
Dawn.
Red Dawn. It was
Huh.
because of movies like Indiana Jones
Yeah.
as well as gremlins that cause filmmakers and the MPA to gather and come up with solutions after dealing with a fair amount of outrage.
What about
Red
The
Dawn.
Last Temptation of Christ?
That's G for general audiences. Everybody needs to know about that.
Okay,
That's
so
just education.
That's G for Jesus.
Temple of Doom, the response to Temple of Doom created PG-13. It wasn't actually PG-13. Very weird. I don't know what y'all are laughing at.
That was almost a spit take. Wow.
What did you say?
Justin said that The Last Temptation of Christ was rated G for Jesus. This movie, I found to be kind of boring. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah.
To the point where I don't have anything written down. Like I have my list of B's, and I don't have anything else written down.
I didn't write anything either.
I thought it was fine. It's not a highlight.
It's fine
for sure.
Yeah, but it's
Like it felt like to me like a perfectly serviceable background movie where like every now and then you'll look at it and be like, oh, that looks really interesting, and then you sit down and watch it and like, no, this is not interesting.
Yeah, it's
Like,
a good
it's
movie
got
to
a lot
like
of-
clean the house with.
Yeah, it's got cool visual elements, but it's not exciting or fun.
I just
Yeah.
kept thinking about, I hope that I remember this movie when Nolan is like 10 and I just put it on a Saturday and like surprise him with some boobs.
You should
Yeah.
splice
And
it
then I'm like-
together. No, you should splice it with the what was this a knockoff of?
Land of the
Land
Land
of
of
the
the Lost. You should
Lost.
splice the Land of the Lost title sequence in, but then cut to this movie. So his whole life he thinks this is Land of the Lost.
You know what? Who did the Triple Fisher?
I don't know his
I don't
name.
know the guy's name.
That guy should take into consideration the idea of splicing Land of the Lost up with other Land of the Lost knockoffs.
That's what I,
don't
just
know if
said.
there's enough. Of
Yeah,
them.
but he would do it better than us.
So I should hire that guy to do this for Nolan.
No, he should just be inspired by our words.
Okay, well,
And take it upon himself.
He did.
just do
He
it.
did like or comment or something. I think on
Yeah, he's
our
awesome.
episode. So I'll find that episode and respond to him on YouTube. Hey, we
got a
talked
project
about
for
you
you.
in this other one, and we really think you should listen to it and be inspired by our.
Nah, I
words.
bet he listens. You don't
And I
have to
can
reach
only
out to
hope.
him. He probably listens now.
I can
It's
doubt
just
it.
like Triple Fisher. The more I dwelt on it, the more I'm just amazed by it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Triple
it is.
Fisher's
It is
great.
a beautiful piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. This one, not as much.
Come on,
has-
Fred.
I mean, it feels like it might be similar to Bad Girls from Mars, where it was probably shot fairly quickly. Like I mentioned, it's the same year as Cyclone, and there's even some like costumes that were recycled, and actors and stuff. So I don't know if these were shot side by side, but it's interesting though because the set, as it were, the location is like pretty intense. That's not something that you can just
Yeah,
pick
where
up.
was
and,
the location?
Right. And the
I don't
props,
know.
like they had a lot of cool prop, not just the I know we
that-
joked about the robot being like, oh, we had it for a couple days. We had to shoot it, but like there was some good props and effects in this movie. The I mentioned the coals earlier. That was a cool little thing. Like all the lighting was fun. It looked like, I mean, they spent more time for sure making this, or at least more time in pre-production planning it than they did on the other one.
Yeah, it's got a lot of interesting visual, fun genre things that keeps it visually stimulating through the
It
whole
says
thing.
Bronson Canyon Griffith Park.
Okay, where is that?
Filming locations: Aurora, Agora Ranch,
Is that Colorado?
California.
California.
Bronson Canyon and Griffith Park.
So an interesting wrinkle that I just discovered. There is a 1935 movie called The
Mhm,
Phantom
and a sequel.
Empire, starring Gene Autry. That's the
Yes.
same kind of thing. It's a singing cowboy who stumbles upon an ancient subterranean civilization living beneath his own ranch that becomes corrupted by unscrupulous, greedy speculators from the surface.
Gene Autry, war hero.
Pretty simple. Pretty similar.
Griffith Park is a large municipal park at the eastern end of the Santa Monica Mountains. Bronson Canyon or Bronson Caves is a section of Griffith Park in Los Angeles that has become known as a filming location for many films and television series, especially westerns and sci-fi, and early days of motion pictures.
Yeah, it looks cool. I was kind of guessing whether or not it was like a standing set, but I guess it gets used a lot as such. So
yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, it's cool looking. I mean, like I think the coolest costume is the blonde lady that shows up.
Yeah,
she's the Panther Squad lady.
Yeah. And she's got that sword. And then there's claymation, and there's a robot, and there's cave girls and mutants, and there's a funny murder scene at the beginning. It has a lot of good stuff to keep you like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
But the movie itself is not crazy, manic. I don't know. It's kind of just like, we know exactly what we're doing.
Like bogged down in there was just like several extended conversation and dialogue scenes that just weren't interesting. Like there were some fun characters. Like I loved was he a geologist, the guy from
the mineralogist.
Like that was a fun scene. If all of the dialogue scenes were as like wacky as that one, this would have been a great movie.
Deep inside that cave, there were minerals and precious stones. I mean, lying everywhere.
Stones lying everywhere.
We've never seen anything like it. None of us have seen anything like that. But it wasn't free, see, for the taking.
Bubble snapped.
We had to pay the price.
The melodrama is getting a little thick in here.
But like the scenes of them all sitting around drinking and just like talking about stuff, like it was like a 20-minute scene of them just walking to get to this or sequence or whatever. It's just like it was just boring.
Yeah, it
but
doesn't.
Like the actual action parts were fun.
It doesn't build like in a normal movie. They don't build any like good characters to like glue the beginning together, which should be spending time making you care about these people and like give them wants and needs aside from jewels or whatever.
Like it's a wacky group of people that came. Like, why do we have scrap metal people?
Yeah,
why did they go to them?
Right.
And we could have had
because he had to fight a robot.
Love triangle between
the robot. They didn't even scrap the robot.
They should have.
Yeah.
They tried to do some love triangle stuff here and there where like the blonde lady in the sweater was supposedly jealous of Jeffrey Combs liking the cave woman.
The blonde lady in the sweater? What?
Yeah, the
like
not
the hair lady?
The redhead?
Yeah. I would call her a redhead more than a blonde.
It was like dyed brunette that like looked auburny, kind of red.
It was like the fancy lady, I guess.
Yeah, the fancy lady, yeah. Yeah. Some of that, like those scenes of people talking should be better written, but the way that Fred works is like real quick and just kind of down and dirty. They probably didn't think about it too hard. So they do a lot of it at the beginning, and it's rough. But then Michelle Bauer shows up in her loincloth, and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And it was
then
pretty good.
It kind of takes off.
Yeah, and it was
then
pretty good.
Sybil Danning shows up.
That's
as the Panther Squad lady, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And
she had some fun bits.
Yeah.
She could have done a little more, I thought.
She showed her fun bits.
Yeah, and Fred got his like top nipple fucking bra shot that he loves.
Oh, her tits are out.
Yeah, but both of her tits fell out.
God, he loves just nips at the top of a fucking costume. God damn it, Fred.
He probably just grabs the skin on top of the boob and just like pulls it just a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I like it.
Smooth cord, very.
We can get away with that. No one bathes in this movie, so it's not a 100% rule.
Oh, fuck. Is this the first
Thank.
one we watched without a bath?
Did
Pretty
Sniper
sure no one
Special Ops
bathed.
have a bath?
Yeah, Steven Seagal.
I think it's more of like his older movies where they always tried to get somebody to take a bath, but it didn't happen in this one.
Yeah, I don't remember a bath.
It'd be
in
pretty
this
good
one.
if he was like, he made the guy who got shot in the leg bathe him on a bucket or something.
I don't know if he thought of this movie as like erotic kind of.
Yeah, it definitely felt more straight.
Yeah, it felt very straight. And
It's
then,
like it reminded me of like I don't know. Towards the end, I was like, oh, this is like Jay and Silent Bob or something. It's just like very dumb, silly. Yeah, Scooby Doo.
It's like the Will Ferrell Land of the Lost movie.
Yeah. The guy at the
Yeah,
beginning
worse.
that was like
Oh, yeah, much
the
worse.
scared prospector, he reminded me of Will Smith.
oh, the drunk guy?
He remind
Will
you of
Smith.
Will Smith?
Not Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell.
Oh yeah, okay. I
What's
can see
weird
that.
is I heard Will Smith, or you said Will Smith, but I heard Will Ferrell. And so I was on the same wavelength as you, and then I was like, oh, wait, yeah. Weird.
It's like who?
He reminds me
was
of a book
black
I
in this
read
movie?
called The Cave of the Ancients
Okay.
by T.
remind him-
saying Rampa or something like that. And like I bought this book knowing full well that he was acclaimed by critics, not critically acclaimed. He was acclaimed by critics to be
Claimed?
a crazy person, and
Hmm.
I don't really know much else about him, or if I did at one point know stuff about him, I've since forgotten. But he talked about in the center of the earth there are not just worlds, but there's like caves and tunnels that just keep going, and it's almost like hollow earth, but it's not completely hollow like Agartha, where there's this world inside of the world, or Land of the Lost, or what's that?
Phantom Empire.
Yeah, that story. It's not like that. It's more like there's these cave systems that just keep going and going and going, and like the earth is not hollow, but there's so much hollowness to it that there's all these caverns, and it's like, okay, well, I can get behind thinking about that. But then all of a sudden he's like, and then inside these tunnels are spaceships that were here before humankind.
I thought you were gonna say spiders.
I thought so too, yeah.
Well, actually, don't even get me started on what this shirt means. But yeah, it reminds me of like that kind of story, because it's almost like it takes the Land of the Lost trope and then just throws a wrench in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's gonna go somewhere substance, and I don't want to say there's substance in Land of the Lost, but it's like Jules Verne, like we all know that story.
Sure.
Like it's a classic.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden he throws all these wrenches in it and just
Yeah, I think he's just doing light, fun, cartoony version of
but it's
what already
again,
exists.
It plays on my idea that I've mentioned before, that
Agartha?
No, that
I don't ever heard that
Fred
word.
Olen
so
Ray.
I have
And
no
Joey,
idea.
you've said it in your own way. You've said, does Fred Olen Ray have something to say?
Right. Oh, fuck a metaphor for childhood that died. Does Olen Ray have shit to say?
Oh yes, oftentimes it seems.
And I always feel like Fred Olen Ray movies that are written and directed by him, they start out with something substantive or whatever that word is. And then they just go haywire. It's like it starts out with something like he does have something to say, but then completely loses track of what he was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets distracted by his own interests.
But he does have good things to say.
What?
Then at
So
the
like
end, it's just-
he's like Joey last week.
We
I don't know. I don't know what that was like.
Oh yeah.
We'd have to talk about
Are
that.
you
Wasn't
last
even there.
week? Everyone was a little off.
If you'll remember,
I was very
last
excited.
week I died.
I can't believe you're back again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I don't know. This is probably going to be the toughest question. Does anybody have any favorite parts?
No. Surprisingly, I was thinking like, what's my favorite part? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got two.
Oh,
Okay.
do tell.
One of them was like at the very beginning when right before Daddy Paul Shear gets killed.
Oh my god.
When he sees the monster and his reaction is just, it's so dumb. He's just like, oh my god. Or it might have been when he saw the dog, but it was just
Yeah, I think
I
it's
was
the
fucking
dog.
dying with how he said it.
Yeah.
And then my other one was like the entire mineralogist scene. The way that guy was chewing seeing her eat. Like, I loved it so much. he's really overdoing this limp.
We're overdoing every aspect of the character.
Here it is.
If this guy's still
Right,
alive, we
introduce
should put him in a movie.
Every line is correct. Should be. Cost him his life. May cost you yours.
He was acting in a completely different movie than everyone else in front of him.
Are you
It was
talking
so
about like when we
fucking-
first met him or what?
Wait, mineralogist, the guy who lived in the little shack.
Yeah, that okay, that
the
guy.
geologist.
The geologist.
Yeah, I said he was a geologist earlier, and someone
Yeah,
corrected me.
I
was like, oh,
I
okay.
got confused, yeah.
Yeah, curly hair guy. He was
He's
just like, and at some
Bill.
point, even the actress in the scene was like, "This is overly dramatic."
The melodrama is getting a little thick in here.
he was crushing that scene. It was so good.
Yeah. Joey, do you have any favorite parts?
Yeah, I have a few. I mean,
Ooh, I bet he's gonna put the shrug in there.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean
yeah.
the Michelle Bowers big shrug. I don't know.
I sure hope the hell you know where you're going, honey. That makes 5 of us.
Look, there's a light up.
Great, now maybe we can get out.
Pointing with the gun.
no, just her big
Look.
shrug.
That makes 5 of us.
Look, there's a light up.
Great, now maybe we can get out.
Wait, I missed it. It was overlaid.
What?
I missed
It's not
it.
even funny anymore.
That makes 5 of us.
Look, there's a light up.
Great, now maybe we can get out.
I adored her in this movie. It's like I've only seen her in 2 other movies, but those other 2 movies, she's talking real big. She's doing a real big vixen kind of thing. And when she's in Chick Boxer for like 2 seconds, she's like, "And you're a pathetic whore," like, you know.
I am an underpaid actress who's working a 2-bit nighttime series. I get to run around in a pair of tights and an underwire bra that pushes my tits in the general direction of the Hubble
Oh, yeah.
freaking satellite.
Oh shit, that was her. She was the actress.
Yes, from
Yeah.
Chick Boxer. Yeah.
So in
Okay.
this, she's doing like a silent film thing, but it's like very cartoony, and she's, you know, acting real with their body only. So I don't even remember what exactly they're doing, but she's like leading them, and someone's like, "Are we sure we should go in there?" And she's like, she's very cute in this. So generally, Michelle Bauer's acting. The real big groany joke, "Let's drink it on the rocks anyway."
Oh boy, this stuff doesn't even need ice.
it back, partner. Let's drink it on the rocks anyway, huh?
Oh, I get it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Awful joke. So bad that I liked it.
That was really good.
And then Meth Holly Hunter talking to offering the girl a rock to eat, and me thinking, of course she would, fucking crack rock. But then she's like, "Why don't you kill that thing over there?"
Yeah,
that
thing.
Was a good and then there's like, oh, there's a dinosaur just standing there. It's the first dinosaur you see in the movie, and it's claymation.
It led to like a whole 10-minute claymation sequence that was awesome.
Yeah, that was. I thought that was a really fun way to intro the the fact that you have claymation dinosaurs in this.
Yeah,
those are all good. How do they survive down here with no men? I just think is awful.
Women. What about those women? How do they survive down here with no men?
First idea.
Go ahead, Doc. They're going to use us for breeding stuff.
That's all right. Yeah,
but I was gonna say that if everyone took my other ones, but apparently you guys had nothing. So
I'm gonna
take them all.
I also had just the appearance of the robot kind of took all of us completely by surprise, and the titty pinching robot. Oh, what the fuck? What is this?
Oh, robot.
What?
Oh, that light is there again.
Danger, Will.
I mean, he's got
Robinson.
T-Rex
I'm gonna
arms.
squeeze your
He's
titties.
Squeeze you can keep your little titty twister.
Your little nubbin's gonna get some squeezing, but in a robot voice.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put them right up at my hands, though. Spread them apart and lift.
I will copy feel.
That was fun. There was like a little bit of a riff there.
He doesn't actually pinch titties, but
no, but that's where his arms are.
He certainly looks like he's.
What else is he gonna do with those little hands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking for nubbins.
Yeah.
Looking for nubbins.
Because they only point forward. It doesn't seem like he can articulate them at all.
He doesn't have
They
arms. It's just hands. It's almost like he's got titties with hands on them.
Yeah.
They're rather bulbous arms.
Mm-hmm. He's a very curious looking robot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had that hasn't already been covered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just, it's fine.
Well, then that only leaves us with one other thing.
Yeah, that means we can move on to
the bees.
We had blood, booze hound, bulge, belt buckle, bones. There were lots of skeletons, like bones and stuff lying around.
Body of bones.
Yeah, I said bikini ? Bullets, a blue light, a literal blue light just sitting in the cave.
It's just there.
Not
In a
frame out of
softbox.
we had a burning body, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Blondes, broads, boobs, bandana. Lots of the guys were wearing bandanas. A blade or a sword.
We had boots. Are we counting like cowboy boots? Is that a thing?
We've counted
They do
boots
show up
before.
a lot in our movies.
You can do boots. And then I also have boulders. Thank you for that.
Barbecue.
That's barbecue. Yeah.
They're in the bowels of the earth.
Roasted barbecue.
I guess barbecue is a Fred Olen Ray B.
Sure. Yeah, he
From
has maybe
Biohazard.
a slightly different set.
Mm.
Bondage. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, we did have bondage.
Yeah.
And honorary red lights.
There were no blasts.
No, there weren't any blasts. There was a
No
lot of
poison
fire
blue.
though.
There were laser blasts, but I don't know if that counts.
Wait, how did they kill the? No, he just electrocuted and went
They
to sleep.
reflected his lasers back with the compact mirror.
There were bots.
There was
there anything
bot.
relating to the RoboCop car?
No, and then like that, the like weird digital cyber layer thing was kind of like a laboratory, but not really.
Oh yeah.
That shitty laboratory with those little the glass fixtures at the geologist's house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a lab. That's legit a laboratory.
Oh yeah,
we've counted a laboratory before.
Yeah, it's like it's an honorary. We didn't have butts.
Not really.
Not really.
Barbecue butt.
We didn't have bare ones, but Met Holly Hunter did have a long butt.
No booms.
It stayed in those Rockies though.
No big naturals. No boxes. No bombs.
No bazookas. No boardrooms. No briefcases.
No
No
boys in
honorary
blue.
bees. Helicopters.
No, I mean, I don't know. Does Panther Squad Lady count as a big boss? I don't think so.
Yes, she was a boss.
Yeah,
bitch,
she was a boss.
Boss bitch,
Boss
not a big
bitch.
boss.
Okay.
Can't be both, I don't think, unless you were to put on a business suit and be in a boardroom.
Big
God.
boss bitch in a boardroom.
There's a lot of bees at once.
No guys through glass. No no blind people.
Forget about no guys through
Wait,
glass.
hang on.
What is this movie?
I would say an argument could be made that the creatures were blind.
No. Well, no.
They couldn't actually see, but they were light sensitive, like mole rats.
But
It would
only
make
flashlights. Only flashlights.
Yeah, the rest of the lighting.
Sunlight didn't bother them. Firelight didn't bother them. It was only flashlights.
Fire's not a beam, a direct beam. Wait, did they come out of the cave?
At the very
yeah, at
beginning
the
of the
beginning he
movie,
was.
he's in the daylight and he
Well, maybe
gets that
that's
guy.
why he was so angry, because he was outside.
On that note, I guess let's rate it. Justin.
Rate the shit out of it.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Fair.
I was leaning 2.5, like right down the middle, just because like there wasn't anything necessarily bad about it. It was perfectly serviceable. It was a fine movie. Not a fine movie. It was a decently made B movie. I struggle at the B movie and trash line, but like I would lean more towards like this was just a cheap B movie. There wasn't anything exceptionally trash about it to me, so I'm just gonna kind of I'm gonna give it a big eh.
All right.
Two bags.
Big eh.
2 bags. Joey.
Yeah, I feel kind of the same. I was thinking like 2.25, but I'll go ahead and give it 2.5 just to not be annoying. Yeah. The only reason it might be less than 2.5 is just because of the first 15 minutes or so before Michelle Bauer shows up. It's a little dry.
That's longer than 15 minutes. That's
Yeah,
didn't
that was
feel
half the movie.
yeah.
I don't know.
It definitely
It's
did
whatever.
feel that way
Yeah.
to me.
So it's kind of. I think I gave the same score to Cyclone, maybe. So yeah, I feel
Cyclone.
similar.
You gave
to
Cyclone a
this.
3.
Okay, well, yeah, sure. Similar to Cyclone.
All right. Apocalypse.
2.337 bags of trash.
All right. Go ahead and explain yourself.
Well, I agreed with Joey on the 2.25. I thought that was a very appropriate score. But then whenever he elevated his, I felt kind of peer pressured into elevating mine. But I didn't quite want to give in to the 2.5. 2.337.
That might be the
This-
most accurate score.
I love you, Mike.
This average is a nightmare. Yeah, I agree with y'all. Mostly Justin. It's a 2 for me. The claymation really helps. That was cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool. It was like if the movie was just Michelle Bauer running around with claymation dinosaurs, I would be more into that movie. He has a I think it's just called Dinosaur.
Okay.
So maybe he really explores that, but I think it's maybe one that he didn't write, so I was leaning against it. But maybe we'll check out the trailer. Maybe that's where we'll end up.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one if that's true.
Yeah, I kind of do want to watch the Scalps.
Scalps looks cool.
It's more from what I read.
It's one of his first ones.
From what I read, it's like not. It's not funny. It's like kind of doing a straight horror with native ghosts and whatnot.
Well, the poster is badass.
It does look cool.
Dinosaur Island poster just has tits right there on the poster.
That one has a cool looking poster too.
Yeah, the tagline says, "Just like paradise, only better looking."
That might be where we end up. I don't know.
I also think it would be interesting to watch Piranha Women.
Is that what it is?
It has Michelle Bauer in it. It has Ross Hagen, who was our star in this one.
I don't want to be too similar, but maybe.
But he did not write it. You're right. So
yeah, it might not have his flavor.
Yeah,
but it sounds like it.
Rated R for sexuality and abundant nudity.
Good old Fred.
So yeah, that is 2.20925 bags of trash out of 5 from the Trash Movie Kings for 1987's The Phantom Empire. Another installment of Fred Olen May. If you made it this far, just a reminder, what is it, next weekend? So at the time that this episode comes out, next Saturday, we will be at RecRoom Arts downtown Houston to do, what are we calling it? Bad Movie Bingo?
Mm-hmm.
You can go online to buy a bingo card. The link will be in the description of this video, whether that's on Spotify or YouTube or whatever. Click through that, get a bingo card, come out and see us. We'll be there. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. It'll also be Joey's birthday. Well, we'll be celebrating Joey's birthday on that day. So
yeah.
Amy Anderson stole my birthday.
Yeah.
So.
I have been your host, Adam Edwards. Joining me this week, Joseph Graham, Apocalypse Howell, and Justin Petty. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you to Southern Star Brewing Company for the beer. And thank you to all for watching and listening. We will see you next time.